Hello everyone, MFPallytime here, and welcome back to the World of Warcraft. A bit different of a video today for this series, but today's a very important day. First thing you'll notice is probably my UI is completely different, and that is because the Legion pre-patch has happened today. So basically, we're running the patch that's going to lead us into Legion. A lot has changed. This is usually one of the most exciting times to actually play World of Warcraft. It's when all of these new systems are being implemented and you kind of get to dive in headfirst and, figure out what they are. Now, Prot Paladin has changed a little bit, even for our low-level guy. It doesn't seem like we have our super low cast heal anymore. We still have our Flash of Light, which is going to be our main source of healing. We have this thing called Light of the Protector, which is going to call down a light to heal you for 30% of your missing health. And that looks like this, which is pretty cool. We don't have Crusader Strike anymore. We've been delegated down to Hammer of the Righteous for both our single target and AoEs. And I don't think that I have a seal any longer. So I just kind of cast Judges. Or I don't have a seal currently anyway, at least that I can find here. Our talents have also changed. If we go ahead and take a look at that, I am using Concentrated Hammer, which makes it so that our spammable Hammer of the Righteous has no cooldown. I thought that'd be pretty good for grinding out some XP. Our other options were Blessed Hammer, replaces Hammer of the Righteous with Blessed Hammer, throws a hammer that spirals outward, dealing 67 holy damage to enemies that it hits, and causing them to deal 15% less damage to their on their next auto attack. And then Holy Shield, which is a talent I remember my Paladin having back in Burning Crusade, increases your block chance by 10% and allows you to block spells, and your successful blocks deal 80 holy damage to the attacker. So kind of like a Spell Reflect, kind of not. Someone in the guild was generous enough to send me bags, and I am not going to turn those down at all. I know I said you guys could send me mail, and I haven't really shown much of it on stream, and I apologize for that. It's kind of hard to figure out where to fit these in during the course of a normal broadcast. Wow, that new Feral Druid looks awesome. Also, because it was the end of the PvP season, I just got 200 gold in honor. And I'm assuming this is gold that my shaman had acquired, but you know what? We got it here, so I'm going to take it. I should have started the stream or the video here. I'm real upset because, like, the supervillain UI isn't working at all, and I hope it gets updated. Apparently, the creator wasn't able to gain access to the beta, so updating the add-ons has been a little difficult for him, which is unfortunate because I've always loved the supervillain UI, so I definitely hope it's something that he contenders. Equipment slot not available. What are you talking about? It goes right here. There we go. And look at the size of our bags now. Oh, we're going to be golden. We're going to be golden for the rest of our life. I don't think we're ever going to have to upgrade our bags again. So thank you to the lovely guildie that donated these to me. Trust me, I will use these a lot. He also gave us a 36 slot mining bag. Like, awesome. Awesome. So we're going to be able to hold all kinds of stuff with this. Now, with the new patch, one of the things that I was most interested about, or most interested in going into Legion, was the fact that Transmog has gotten a significant improvement. Just look how many people are the Transmog guy in Org. This is insane. So any piece of gear that my character has acquired throughout his adventures, or I guess any character on my account, all of a sudden can be equipped onto our character. So a lot of you have been complaining that I look ridiculous. We can kind of clean that up a little bit here now. I have a bandana on my head. I don't know where I got this bandana thing from. Actually, it looks like a belt that I have strapped to the top of my head. But we can customize a vast amount of my armor to look however I want it to look. So we don't have to necessarily look exactly the same in every single one of these episodes. I want to look pretty humble because we're just a low-level paladin doing things out in the low-level world. Yeah, I think this suits us quite nicely. What do you think? I like it a lot. God, I can barely stand to look at the default WoW UI, though. It seriously drives me crazy. Weapons aren't much better. This appears to only be weapons that I've acquired myself, regardless of what it's supposed to be. Yeah. There's definitely only weapons. No, I haven't gotten all these shields. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works at all. But we basically have all these options to completely change the look of our character. I think I'm going to go with this. Now, this does cost a little bit of gold, but I'm just going to use the gold we got for honor for some reason. And we'll go out into the world looking like this. It's still showing me some things on my bars that I actually don't have. For instance, Righteous Fury doesn't appear to be anywhere in my abilities. And when I tried to activate it for the buff, that's just not there. So that's a little weird. But everything else seems pretty normal. I'm level 22 right now. We should have a little bit of rested XP. Yes, we do. So I was thinking that now would be a good opportunity to actually show you guys what a dungeon looks like when you just queue for it. And the goal for this is to get me to level 25 so I can continue along the quest chain that I wanted to show off in this series. So this is kind of an intermission video. I don't really know how you want to describe it. But I've been showing a lot of soloing dungeons, and that's not something that a new player jumping into the game would really be able to do at level. I'm able to solo the dungeons because of all the heirloom gear, all the heirloom pieces that I have. So I thought it would be interesting to actually show you what queuing for a dungeon looks like. I'm going straight to the Stormwind Stockade because it is tiny as fuck, and I should be able to run it in just a few moments and get a ton of XP. And we should get a fairly instant queue. There you go. That's tanks for you. The Stormwind Stockade. There's 3 bosses in here. And honestly, I'm not thinking we're going to run into too much opposition. I don't seem to have too much in the way of AoEs anymore. It's mostly just going to be my Hammer of the Righteous with my Avenger's Shield moving out as well, which is going to do a fair bit of damage. Now, I can tell you what I know about the Stockade. I know this episode is totally different, by the way. I don't want you to think I'm breaking my formula moving forward. I don't want you to think anything like that. I said at the beginning of this episode, this is going to be a unique video in this series, and it is. This is not going to be the norm. My editing style hasn't changed. I want to make that very, very, very clear. I just think it's important to announce this transition into the Legion prop Paladin style, and also address the fact that I'm trying to get from level 22 to 25 so I can carry on the storyline. And, you know, I could have done this off camera, but I wanted to bring you guys along for the ride as well. So whenever one of our DPS decides to enter here, what I know about the Stockades is that it's located right in the heart of Stormwind. This is where the humans in Stormwind, or I guess anyone that lives in Stormwind. Let's say hi to the team. Hi, team. Anyone that lives in Stormwind. This is where they put their ruffians. This is where they put their lawbreakers. Wow, this is real easy. Dude, Hammer of the Righteous is good. I don't have aggro on everything, I guess. It's actually so hard to tell. Without my normal add-ons, I don't like it. I don't have my threat generation anymore. But basically, if you're a ruffian, if you were doing something wrong in Stormwind and you get thrown in here, well, you probably deserved it. This is where they keep all of their bad guys. And because of that, because there's a high concentrated number of people in here that all don't really care for Stormwind that much, they kind of gathered together and started an uprising. Or at least that's what I think the old version of this dungeon is. Here we have Randolph Moloch. Moloch? M-O-L-O-C-H? I have no idea how to say that. Well, I'm actually missing a fair bit of health. This will test our self-healing a bit. But that used to be the old story of this, and this kind of makes sense when you look at it like that and you see nothing but humans in here. This guy has a vanish, by the way, and he's able to just completely disappear from our sight and then reappear. I'm going to greet on that. Honestly, I probably should have fucking needed on it because it's way better than what I had, but I decided not to because I don't want to take any gear away from anybody else. That makes sense in the old context where there's not a bunch of gnolls on this side. I don't know why we are kidnapping gnolls and putting them in prison. Unless there is a secret society of gnolls that I'm not aware of that deserve to be in here, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And you can see how easy tanking is in Group Finder. And that's another part of the reason that I just didn't want this Group Finder to be a focal point of this series. Because you don't get any appreciation of the story in here. The goal is to move through the instance as fast as humanly possible, getting as much XP as fast as humanly possible, using our new self-heal there to keep me alive. It does have a 14.2 second cooldown. So it's not really an emergency heal, it's just one of the things we can use to dip our health back up. I would love some healing from our healer, though. We killed, technically, the final boss. Hope everybody doesn't leave. I'm just going to continue to greed on all this stuff. I believe Paladins can use mail armor right out of the gate now, which is pretty exciting. So we can, or excuse me, plate armor, not mail armor, right out of the gate now. So we might be able to find some of that on our travels. But as you can see, we've been in here for probably, what, 3 minutes, and we were able to basically acquire almost our entire level so far. So it's not like this is a slow process. And now you can see over here on the other side, there's just fucking fire elementals. Why are the humans throwing fire elementals into a prison? I have no idea. Why are the fire elementals in prison? Why have the fire elementals and, well, I guess elementals in general, why have they segregated themselves away from the other main factions that are held within the prison? There are so many questions I want to ask, and I just don't know if I can actually get the answers to. But this is a dungeon that can be done incredibly quickly. It can be done incredibly fast. That's what quickly means. And it gives us a lot of XP. We're level 23 now. And I'm just going to queue for this again until we hit level 25. And I know this kind of breaks the roleplay immersion thing that we've been doing so far. But I just wanted to do a very non-eventful dungeon that doesn't make any sense and doesn't really have a story, which is the Stormwind Stockade. And I'm going to just continue to do this dungeon until I'm the level I need to carry on the story, which, as you can see, will only take me about another 10 minutes. So I know this was a weird video. I just wanted to talk about the Legion patch dropping and what I'm intending on doing with the character. And the series will continue moving forward, and hopefully I can get some episodes out a little bit faster. Okay, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Okay, bye.